just got beat.
Yeah, 8-7 by Johann. Yeah, that was quite a long match because that started quite a while ago. Right old battle. Sorry, 9-7, obviously.
Yeah, it says 8-7 on the scoreboard, but they've shook hands, they've unscrewed the cues, and I was watching from the presentation area because Oscar Dominguez at 7-all was on a 9-ball. It was a tricky one in the side pocket and he missed it to go 8-7 up, so he'll be distraught. Coming to this event with a bit of form as well, did Dominguez, and obviously with so many ranking points up for grabs, the Americans are desperate to pick up points to try and get in that Mosconi Cup team. Okay, we're going to get things underway. TV table has started. That's why you can hear the clatter of balls. Unfortunate. At first, when he got this kick, I didn't think it was going to go in.
Well, it's given Albin a chance just to get going immediately here. Just try and relax a bit, dispel a few early nerves. I'm sure are there, even for one of the greats of the game.
Ooh, is that a sign of things to come? Albin Ouschan missing an easy ball into a big pocket up the rail.
Yeah, I mean, I was saying dispel the nerves, but maybe they're still there. You can understand it, but I'd be really annoyed, ball in hand.
Didn't leave a pot, so Johann had to play safe.
World Championship, obviously everyone wants to do well, but now it's really taken a step forward. It's been elevated with the prize fund, just adding a bit of prestige, and of course pressure goes with that to everybody, including players who've won it before.
Yeah, that man right there, Albin Ouschan, the only player to ever play in 4 World Finals. He's won 2, lost 2. He's beat Shane Van Bonen in the final, and he's also lost to Shane Van Bonen in a final. He beat Omar Al-Shahid, and he lost to Niels Fayen. So 4 finals, and that's since 2014. So that just shows you how consistent Albin Ouschan is, but he's getting away with a bit here so far. This is 9-ball though. You can almost sometimes play a few ropey shots and it not actually do you any harm, because back-to-back shots here he's got away with. This looks to be a tricky shot actually. If he can come off the left edge and spin the cue ball around, he will. Yeah, that's what he's played. Oh, this is nice. What a safety shot he's played. I like it. I like it a lot. Possible kick shot off the top rail near that pocket. We left it English. Looks like the cue ball can find that gap. Yeah, there's the kick. He's left a pot though. It's not easy, cue ball on the rail. It's thin. Oh, it's also a lot thinner than that. That was Albin's sort of thrown the rack away a little bit.
Yeah, remember he had ball in hand on the 2. Missed the 3.
Yeah, that's not going to bode well at the World Championships, is it? Ball in hand and you pot 1 ball. Imran Majid did take the opening rack over in that match between the 2 Brits. Chua seems to be in a prime position now to win the opener. Talking about a clash between 2 Brits, Dave, there's a clash between 2 Greeks. Nikos Ikonomopoulos is playing Alexander Kazakos to qualify for the final 64.
Yeah, all friendships set aside for now.
Also another big match to keep an eye out. Quite surprising because we're so used to seeing him on one of the stream tables. Fedor Gorst, he's playing Kyle Amorotto.
Yeah, there's also a classic youthful experience, Carl Naderberg against Ralph Souquet.
Oh wow, what is the age gap there? I bet that is the biggest age gap match we will see this year, Dave.
I think, I had to check, it's certainly over 30 years, 32, 33 years or something. Yeah, really interesting dynamic. I'm sure Naderberg, well, he's just won the first rack actually. I was going to say I'm sure he's excited to play Souquet, but of course he also wants to beat him. Meanwhile, Johann Chua continuing towards winning the first rack. So, yeah, Albin Ouschan, ball in hand, didn't make the 3. Vastly experienced, of course, but a little unsettling. And it's Chua who takes the rack out. A lot of interest in all the matches here this evening. It's a big night, as we've been saying, as we go down to 64 tomorrow. So just to reiterate, you can watch the main table, of course, on various TV channels, including Sky in the UK, tables 1 and 2, streaming on Matchroom Pool, YouTube and Matchroom Multisport. You watch probably more pool than anyone other than Phil Yates, Cole, but tell me this, an event like this in a massive arena, massive money, are you itching kind of to be out there?
Do you know what? I'm never usually itching to be out there, but I would have liked the opportunity to play in this event, but the position I find myself in and where the tour's at, it's hard to justify getting in it, so that's the problem I've got. But of course, let's say 4 weeks ago, if somebody said, do you want a spot? I'd have of course said yes, and I'd have put some practice in, but obviously I understand why it was not possible. But yeah, you know, when I'm not itching in the sense of, oh, I'm sat here thinking, oh, I want to be out there playing, but just, you know, I played for that long. I've been, you know, retired for quite a few years as well, but it seems a bit crazy when I actually sit down and think the fact that we've got $1 million pool tournament. I've been crying out for it for all these years and I'm not playing. Good break there though. Pots the one in the side. I don't know if he can pop the two. Well, actually, I believe he can, Dave. I think he can get through to that ball. And this could make that missed ball from Albin even worse. Of course, Chua's got to pop this two. It's a bit tricky. It's a similar kind of route the two balls going to take up the rail, actually. Bit like this afternoon, Dave, where we were talking about the start of the match between Appleton and Ko Bin Chung. Well, Albin had a glorious chance in the opening rack and he's made a mess of it, and now Chua's got a chance of a break and run to win the opening two. These little swings and these little roundabouts are huge.
Yeah, and it doesn't take much to turn these matches. We just saw, of course, Mario Ocean's compatriot, turn it round with his opponent. Doing very little wrong, actually. Alawadi. Just a couple of small incidents here and there made the difference.
Yeah, Johann Chua won his first match Hill. He actually should have got beat, or could have got beat. And then he had to play Jason Shaw in the winners' qualification. He got beat. Now he's facing Albin Ouschan. It doesn't really get much tougher, does it? A little bit short of pace, this. It's actually quite a lot short of pace. Should have been way high up the table. Yeah, he's just playing this plain ball. Just make sure you try and pop this. Cue ball should land on the 8. It's thin though. Yeah, nice, good pot. He knows the pockets, playing quite generous. They are 4 inches, but we're seeing balls slide in that they definitely wouldn't have been sliding in at the UK Open.
I guess the draw he's had as well, it's focused his mind. He's not sort of looking ahead too much. He's just thinking about each match as it comes. Seen before now in the snooker world, you see players sort of working out who they're going to play in the quarterfinals. You know, it's round 1, and that always backfires, always. This then for a 2-rack lead. Nicely done. The key moment, though, undoubtedly was the start of the first rack when Albin Ouschan had ball in hand and potted the 2, missed the 3. That was his chance to set his stall out tonight.
Yeah, and what that means is he'll be sat in his chair, and believe me, he'll still be thinking about the first rack. I know everyone says just forget about it, it's the past, but it just feels impossible to forget about it. You know, we're in such a huge tournament. Imran Majid has took rack 2 over on the TV table.
A lot of experience there, isn't there, between those two? A lot of years put in. Alex Pagulayan 2-1 up on Dimitri Djungo.
Okay, the yellow 1 ball in the right centre. That's what he's trying to do. That's what he's done. It's one of them funny pots up the long rail again. Third time we've seen this type of route the ball's got to take. Cue ball's near the rail. But if he pots it, he should land on the 3 ball. The pot.
We're turning back time there. It wasn't us.
Yeah, we're good. We're not that good.
But whatever. He didn't pot it.
Yeah, for a second I thought Chua was going to have another go at that. After he hit it, he knew he'd missed it, so I just put the balls back. You can see how low he's hitting on the cue ball. I think he's trying to get this cue ball moving back. Oh no, look at this, Dave. Look at this. I'm not joking when I was saying he's been in 4 finals. He's just not hitting the ball how he wants at the moment. He's going to be kicking at the red 3 now. I actually thought he was going to go forward with a cue ball. I think he had a bit of an angle and then played the red 3 in the bottom right corner. Anyway, make sure you hit the ball here, Albin, otherwise you'll be 3 down.
Yeah, he's having to recover here because it was a chance he might not have got, of course. Chua wasn't bound to miss the 2 and leave him an opportunity, and straight away it's gone wrong. Single rail and the 2 rails, he didn't seem to like either.
Yeah, it was a good hit, but he's not going to get away with it. Some days you get away with it, some days you don't. I always I always like it when they don't get away with it when they've played a bad shot. It used to wind me up when they got away with it after a bad shot, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, he was hopeful to cover the 3 balls in that area of the table, not to be. Bit of a slow trudge back to the seat as well.
Yeah, Johann Chua, good pot. He's now got the gap. Couple of shots to get right. But Chua's one of them players, you know, you have certain players, don't you, who are grinders. They grind their way through matches and tournaments. That's just their style of play. And you have other players who are fantastic frontrunners. Chua is one of them, and Albin knows that. He does not want to let Chua start flying in this match.
Yeah, it's bad enough if your opponent's playing good stuff, but when you're helping them, it's tough to take in Ouschan at the moment. No, it's early days yet, but it's not, the body language isn't good.
Very good at this shot. Draws the cue ball back above the middle and then kind of arcs it down table. Here comes a cue ball, it's plump. That will do nicely, and he's got an angle. Two rails forward. Again, that is perfect. Little angle, a little bit of left English, come down for the 8. It's looking like 3-0 this one.
According to the song, 3 is the magic number, but not for Albin Ouschan in this match. He missed it in the first rack after ball in hand. On this one, finished covered on it, left it from the escape, and it's going to be 3-0, assuming he knocks this in. So a nightmare start for Albin Ouschan, but Johann Chua has done his side of the bargain. 3-0. Already you feel a good lead, not just the score, it's how he's got there, the way it's happened.
Yeah, fully agree, Dave. What a nightmare start in this match. You know, Albin Ouschan, he'll have been building up to this match, he'll have been thinking about it all day, preparing himself, he'll have been in the practice room, and you come out, you lag off, you have an opportunity in rack 1, and you make a mess of it. Now he's 3 down, and he's 3 down against one of the top young talents from the Philippines, a man who's won in a big arena where the Philippines won the World Cup of Pool with his buddy James Aranas. And he's a huge front runner as well.
You can see the body language there, the annoyance, the legs crossed, sort of touching his face. Got to, well, obviously hope he gets a chance. He's not guaranteed to, but if he does, got to try and pull all that to one side. Not easy, but he's got bags of experience. But of course it doesn't help that Chua is playing good stuff. 3-0 then. Race to 9, remember. Are we going to lose one of the biggest names here on this big evening, night 3 of the World Pool Championship?
Gonna have a shot at the blue too. Everything then starts to come a bit easier, even the break. You can put this in the corner. I'm wondering if the cue ball is going into the brown 7, like clipping it thin. If it is, that takes the pressure off the blue 2, because you can play it quite soft. It's hard to see where the brown 7 is from here, but let's just say the cue ball was going into it to clip it and pot it, and there's no real pressure on the 2. You can play it soft. If you miss the 2, it stays over the pocket. No, he played it quite hard. Yeah, so he did go into the brown 7. I can only think the brown 7 was touching the rail, so it didn't pot. So he's nudged it off. Cue ball's near the rail, but because of the middle pocket, you can get your cue in there and it sort of feels okay. Yeah, you see how he's jacking down on the ball? So from where his hand is to the cue ball, it'll feel okay, this. Oh, it was a little wide. It was a big chance. He got away with it, that he's not left it, but listen, the way Albin Ouschan has started this match, he'll just be happy to get back to the table, Dave.
Totally. You've got to be happy with any mistake from your opponent. Okay, not left him in, as you say, but just happy to see, for once, a slip-up from Chua. And he'll hope that maybe he will dwell on that, or at least it'll dent his confidence a little bit.
Safety. Oh my word. Albin Ouschan is one of the best safety players on tour, Dave. That is a shocker. It really is. He's left the 3 over the pocket. He's hit the 6 full ball. If there's any good news though, the 6 has gone and kind of covered the pink 4. So at least Chua's got to play a good positional shot.
Even so, I bet Ouschan wishes he could do what we sort of inadvertently did earlier, which is turn time back and start the match again. Get back to when he had ball in hand in the first rack.
Yeah, can we just go back to 7 o'clock and start the top of the show again? Is Chua going to try and find the gap? He is. Needs this to bounce though. Also, it's a funny situation because obviously Albin knows he's playing bad and he's sat there, he's distraught, rightfully so. He just can't believe how he started this match, but I'm sure Chua feels the same. He's probably thinking this is all a bit bizarre.
Yeah.
Good one. You could see it low on the cue ball. He played a drag shot that kills the cue ball. When you hit it, it slows it down. Fedor Gorsus took the opening rack in that match. Must have been a long rack because every other table they've played 3 or 4 racks now.
Yeah, I think they just started a few minutes late, didn't they? Because that previous match had only just finished. Well, Chua may be surprised at the Ouschan performance. He inside will be delighted as well, but he has to keep his foot on the gas, because he'd be sensing a massive chance now to pull away in this match. Ouschan in his seat looking deflated. As I say, it's one thing to be outplayed, but to contribute the way he has to this scoreline, that's the disappointment. It shows how difficult the game is, though. You know, we expect a lot of the players, and they deliver a lot as well. But it's tough out there.
Well, we're talking about that match, Dave, as we come on air. It's just tied up at 2-2, Karl Nadenberg and Ralph Souquet. Karl Nadenberg is 18 years of age. Ralph Souquet is 55.
Wow, 37 years.
What about that for a start at the World Championships?
It's a big gap, and so is this. 4-0 to Johann Chua. Yeah, I mean, that's a classic match, isn't it? You know, the old stager, the great champion against the up-and-comer. Brilliant. 37 years. There was a snooker match once, without bringing it always back to that, but Ronnie O'Sullivan in his first season, he was 16, and he played Fred Davis, who was right at the end of his career. He was 78.
Oh, wow.
So there was 62 years between them.
Yeah, that takes some beating. Was that in the World Championships?
Well, no, it was in a it was in a
Okay.
qualifier for one of the. It was when Ronnie's first season, when there was sort of 700 pros.
Right.
Fred was just sort of seeing out his career. He took 2 frames. I think he took 1 frame off Ronnie. So you know, these old uns, they can still do it. I'm not surprised Ouschan has left the arena, because he wants to just collect his thoughts here.
Yeah, well said. He had to, didn't he? He just had to get out there, stop this match in its tracks. Completely legal. You know, you're allowed a timeout. I think you're allowed 1 each, or maybe 1 for yourself. But then if your opponent goes, you can also go as well. I think you might get put on the clock. Actually, I'm not actually 100% sure. Obviously, you can't go for 30 minutes. You know what I mean? You can't just disappear and go downtown. He's got to come back. But yeah, he had to get out of here. He had to regroup and maybe go and wash your face. Sometimes if you go in the bathroom, you see the pool players head in the sink, don't you?
Yeah, and maybe just have a look in the mirror and say, come on, look at what you've done in the game, look what you can still do. Let's just try and cool it a bit. Just do the basics right, and there's still time to turn it round. But he's in trouble. No sugarcoating it. 4-0, and of course we'll pick up when he returns. Just a remind, 2-2 Melling and Majid on the main table. Fedor Gorst has gone 2-0 up, and Amoroto. These are the scores for those with good eyesight. But of course you can find them also on the Matchroom scoring site, wntlivescores.com. Tyler Starr 3-1 up against Ragalario. Ouschan coming back pretty quickly though to the table.
Well, he's had his time out, he's washed his face, he's come back, he's regrouped. You've got to try and snap out of this, because this is the situation you find yourself in. I always used to tell myself, if I got to a bad start or I was behind in a match, I used to tell myself, well, I'll tell you what, from here, I'd snap your hand off to go 8-8 and take it into the final rack, I would just think, just set a long-term goal like that. He's breaking very good though. There's Chua. Can see a piece of the ball. Purple 5 ball, the green 6 and the pink 4. Just feel like they're the balls that may help him play the hook. May have found a gap. No, he hasn't. He's got the full ball behind the purple 5. Ouschan will be kicking. Mellin has just took the lead on the TV table, 3-2. Battle of the Brits, Battle of the Greeks. Well, Economopoulos is having a mare, just like Ouschan, because Kazakis has won the opening 4. Ooh, that was close. He stuck it up though. Boy, that was close. What a good effort. He won't be thinking that though, because he knows where the ball has landed. Chua's in. Table 2, Dong Quoc Quan, huge following from Vietnam. He's 4-1 up on Konrad Ouschan from Poland. What do you do if you're Albin Ouschan in this situation?
Yeah, it's been a complete nightmare from start to finish so far.
Needs a bounce. It's looking hard. It's okay. Yeah, it's not ideal in the sense of ball in and pot the 9. He might have to travel round the table now. Ball in and out of it. Cue ball. Yep, he's got a good shot here. Who'd have thought? Johann Chua with a 9 ball to win the opening 5. He's done this fairly quick and all, probably around 30 minutes we've been playing.
Yeah, and it's a one-man show, frankly, this match, 5-0. 4 more needed, and Albin Ouschan, well, for him, it's getting worse and worse. And in the last shot he played, on another day, maybe he might have got a kiss, he might have covered it, but it's just not happening like that for him this evening. And yeah, he's just having to sit and take it right now. Leaving the arena between racks hasn't made much difference. But he knows, and we'll know, that you can turn back. There could be one shot, maybe a mistake, maybe a bit of bad luck, whatever it is, it can happen. And then he has to be ready mentally to take advantage. But you've got to say, Chua looking confident. He's done very little wrong.
Yeah, and he's breaking well, isn't he? If you keep putting that one ball, especially with a lead like this. Referee just setting the balls up, put the first 8 on, and then you kind of tighten them up and just roll the back ball on. Yeah, so when Chua breaks, if the one ball keeps going in, even if he can't pot the ball, he's getting the first shot at the table, whether it's a safety shot or the push out. So even when you're 5 racks to 0 up in a race to 9, there's less pressure on the push out because you can start to test your opponent a bit more, because you know they're struggling, you know the cue actions a little bit weak. Yep, he's potted the 1. 2 balls going to come here, he's going to have a long shot. This is starting to get very worrying for Albin Ouschan. Come here with high hopes of winning the event. It's looking like he's not even going to get through the first stage here.
Yeah, I said, it can turn on a shot. Well, it's going to have to happen soon, isn't it? No real sign of it in this rack, you got to say. Credit to Chua, though. You can chew over the performance of Ouschan, but what mistakes has Johann Chua really made? As you say, his break's been excellent.
Yeah, it's 5 racks. The first rack, Dave, he messed up with ball in hand. Was it? No, then he had a break and run. Then the third rack, if you remember, Chua missed a 2 ball when he tried to rewind the clock and play it again, and then Albin hooked himself. And then the rack after, he played the poor safety and left it over the pocket. So that's 3 racks really where Albin's had opportunities.
Yeah, and the thing is, Chua, in his own mind, can forget about those small errors because it's not made any difference. Whereas Ouschan, you feel, is really dwelling on his.
Flamboyant Filipino pulls such a huge game over in the Philippines. The legend Efren Reyes is known throughout the whole country. You could ask anybody over there, from a taxi driver or anyone in the bars, literally anybody in the Philippines know who Efren Reyes is. That's why there's so many top Filipino pool players.
Yeah, it's a very proud pool land, and they'll be proud of this man right now, who is completely dominating this match against a two-time world champion in Albin Ouschan.
Another straight 9 ball for 6 on the spin.
Yeah, he's feeling so good, isn't he? And that's reflected in how he's playing. So, Johann Chua marches on and on and on here, and Albin Ouschan, that look of, well, slight resignation. 6-0, and of course he's relying on the break going wrong or some mistake after that. It's not happening. Johann Chua is pressing on, and he's only 3 away from a place in the last 64, and Albin Ouschan departing on this third evening. I'm sure many people would have had him amongst the top few favourites. But that's why we love sport. You can make all the predictions in the world and study it, the draw and the form guide and all that. It's all about what happens when you get out there on the field of play. And the truth is, anything can happen. And of course, with so many events now, you know, the standard's going to be driven up and up. More and more players with opportunities are going to be producing the goods.
It's all looking bleak. He's breaking well, he's playing well. His opponent has got off to the worst start possible, and in rack 7 he has a shot on the lowest ball on the table. Ooh, okay. I did think that were going to fall. I've seen them slide in. Now, what's Albin Ouschan got? Can he turn this match around? Don't know if he can get to the ball or if he has to go rail first. Let's just watch where the cue ball goes. Yeah, he could get to the ball.
Well, there's plenty of supporters in Austria and beyond who would love to see some sort of recovery. And it didn't didn't look like it would happen in this rack, you got to say. It was a great break. Chua just leaving that too short.
Potting the ball where you hit the centre of the cue ball, taking its natural path. I obviously can't see where the cue ball's going to go. It's going towards that middle pocket. If he can hit just before the middle, he can spin the cue ball round the table. If he feels like it's going to scratch straight in the middle, well, he's going to start doing something with the cue ball. Comes 3 rails, wants this to bounce, needs an angle. I think he's ripping the cue ball back here, you know. Makes the pot a little funny. Has he fluked it? Oh my. I remember a few years ago when Albin was winning some titles, he'd do this quite a lot early on in the event. Not from 6 down, of course, but a few early racks, he'd miss some balls, get away with it, and there he's just had a miscue and hooked Chua. I'll tell you what, if he leaves Chua in over the pocket, and Chua's 7 up with the break, for me he's won the match. So there's still a little bit of something here in this rack, you just never know. Well, what a shot that was. Tough, doesn't need to take this ball on. He could chip off it, and I tell you, I know he's 6 up, but if you chip off the edge of this and leave distance, Albin's in all kinds. You could go for this, rattle it, leave it on. Albin wins his first rack. Yeah, I actually didn't like it. He's actually going to get away with one. Got away with a big one as well, but listen, this match, it's not 6-0 because of that one shot. Albin was in here, he had the miscue, he got fortunate, so both players in this rack getting a bit of lady luck. Possible jump bank, but maybe just get the cue ball on the back rail, try and get the hook. Has he fluked it? Has he fluked it? He hasn't. He's fluked the snooker though.
Yeah, I've been watching him closely. I mean, he actually looks furious, and you can understand why. He knows he can play a lot better than this. You can always tell when sort of sat, arms crossed. But this rack is not done by a long shot, and you know, obviously if he could win it, he gets the break. You just never know then.
Yeah, absolutely. Seen many a match turn on its head.
Just quickly, by the way, that Carl Nadenberg is 4-3 up on Ralph Suke, so that's a really interesting one out on table 9.
Yeah, Nadenberg 18 years old, Suke 55. Ralph's probably forgot more than Nadenberg knows. Nadenberg comes in that little section of players, that little bracket of players like Albert Manners, the young Filipino who beat Chang Jung Lin earlier on. There's a host of these young players.
Well, surely now or never for Albin Ouschan. If he doesn't win the rack, surely not going to win the match. He got ball in hand, of course had it in rack 1, it went wrong immediately.
Well, yeah, if he doesn't win this rack, it might be wise to unscrew the cue and book a next flight.
Well, it's been a difficult night, but the night's not done. He's made some uncharacteristic errors. Had a little bit of fortune covering the 6th the way he did. And needs the 9 to at least stop the rot, stop the whitewash. There we go, 6-1. He's still deep in trouble. He's not playing his best stuff by any means, but he's got the break now in the next rack. So let's see if he can start to apply some pressure, win a couple, just get a bit closer.
Yeah, it has to be said, he was fortunate to win a rack and all, but that's what he's going to need.
Alex Paguline 6-2 up in his match, Federal course 3-2 over Amoroto. And 4-3 Chris Melling on the main table over Imran Majid. So Ouschan with the break.
Couple of break and runs and a golden. 6-4, back in the match. It's easy. Good break. It's not a good outcome though. I don't know what it is, but when you're losing heavily, it seems so difficult to get shots off the break, Dave, and run a package. Don't forget this is winner breaks. But just things like this always seems to happen. More so when you have made errors as well.
Yeah, it's like you're being punished by some unknown force.
Yep. Also, when you're in Johann Chua's position in this part of the sport where you've got the option of playing the shot or giving it back, you don't need to push the boat out. If you feel like the shot is tricky and there's not much reward, you should always give it back. I think Chua will play this though. I think he can 2-rail the blue 2 down towards the cue ball area. Try and get the cue ball over towards the pink 4. There's a huge section of balls there. Yeah, that shot's definitely on. 2-rail the cue ball back down where the cue ball is. play it with a little right-hand English, maybe high right on the cue ball, and that'll spin the cue ball over towards the right side of the table. Yeah, here we go. Cue ball. He did lose the cue ball, but he played a great 2. That's why he played that shot, because of them 3 balls in the middle, the 9 ball, the red 3 and the green 6. Got to be careful here, you might scratch in that top left pocket as we look at the table. Yeah, if you don't quite hit that ball full, it wants to squirt over towards the pocket, and it very nearly did. Is there an edge here though? Can you see the point angle? See it, so it's kicked. Chua's turn. Lucky. Short cue has come out. Let me tell you, he'll fancy this one as well. Yeah, he's got the pot, but he's not got the outcome. Where is the cue ball? Is it, if it's touching and it's took out the left rail, which it has, it might just be able to go above middle, sorry, with a little bit of spin. Good hit.
Yeah, Chua amongst those applauding actually. I mean, every rack really is of equal importance, but this one Ouschan desperately needs. He's got to try and just peg him back a little. 7-1. I feel it's probably just about done.
kicking 2 rails. Yeah, still nothing's really changed in the match in the sense of Albin's performance. He's just getting away with a couple from when he's kicking out the balls. He's all over the show, Dave. Look at this one. I'm not saying they're easy because you've got to play it with a bit of right hand spin, but he's usually so reliable in these situations when it comes to the safeties and the cue ball control. And Albin Ouschan is actually the most decorated player on the WNT. He's the player who has won the most titles on the World 9-Ball Tour.
Yeah, it's pretty humbling, this so far. Quite a crowd has sort of gathered as well, watching. Maybe word's gone round.
Yeah, on the floor and actually around some of the seating in the arena. Okay, opportunity here. Purple 5's tricky. If you remember at the start of the rack, it was the push out from Ouschan. He rolled the purple 5 there. I wonder if he can pot the 4 and then maybe play a carrot. Could he pot the 4 and try and break the balls out? Let's have a look. Kazakis 7-1 up over his fellow Greek, Economopoulos. Yeah, it's going to be the carrot. Grinding away.
Yeah, it's a real effort, isn't it? You can see the effort he's putting in, and he has to stand any chance. The hope is that he'll start to flow a bit. He can start to make it closer.
This 9-ball to win the last 2 racks. Not convincing at all, but that doesn't matter. What matters is the scoreline. Albin Ouschan has won a couple on the spin.
Yeah, as I say, it's a sort of force of will at the moment, just trying to dig out a couple of racks and try and get himself involved in the match. Not flowing in the normal way, but you know, it could have been 7-1 there, it could have been virtually over. Johann Chan not there yet. 5-4 Nadaberg over Suke now. Fedor Gorst 4-3 down to Kyle Amoroto. 5-3 Chris Melling on the main table against Imran Majid. Check out all the scores, by the way, at wntlivescores.com, and also the information on matchroompool.com.
Yeah, that shows you the draw as well, doesn't it? All the possible matches coming up. Ouschan to break. Didn't get a shot on the last break. Had to play a push out. Yeah, the balls just didn't seem to move there. Let's have another look. Must have all sort of hit each other. Yeah, bottom corner, wasn't it? They all just kind of bumped into one another, so they didn't fly around the table. Also, Dave, you know, Chua's won the opening 6. He plays quite quick. Ouschan a bit more reserved, likes to take his time, and in some ways it can be a bit of a tactic because it just slows Chua down. It almost puts the brakes on him and says, hold on a minute, I'm not letting you just run around the table at your pace. You can sit down there for a few minutes.
Yeah, I mean, that's always an interesting challenge. I think that the different styles players have, the different tempos they play at. Well, I was kind of hoping for the best there, but he's left Albin Ouschan an opening.
Yeah, things are just starting to turn a little bit here.
Well, he's needed help. Now, can he, in his own hands, try and just put something together here that reminds us of what a great player he is?
Yeah, good bank shot. That creates this opportunity. Did he get there? He was a little worried, but I think he has done. We told you about Fedor Gorst. He's playing another Filipino, Kyle Amoroto. Gorst, he's 4-3 down, so he's in for a nervy night over there as well.
he's from one of the junior events. Wow.
He made me jump that day. We're sat right next to him.
It's the loudest scream we've heard of the week.
Yeah, I actually know that little kid. He's a little left-hander. He's a supreme talent, let me tell you. And he just won a hill match. And he let everybody know. And why wouldn't you? What a scene.
Brilliant. Meanwhile, Albin Ouschan, for a few moments there, overshadowed by one of the juniors, but he stuck to his task and he's won 3 on the spin. And that's more like it. Now, at 6-0, you've got to say, he was having an absolute mare, but Johann Chua knows that it's not done yet, and it was impressive. Started on the bank on the 2, took out the rest, and well, we'll see in the fullness of time whether it's the start of a sustained comeback, but of course he has the break, and just feel things couldn't have got much worse at 6-0. He was making mistakes and just couldn't get anything going. They could only have got better. The question was how much better. So far so good.
Still in shock over the kid shouting. I nearly fell off my chair.
It's funny because Elliot Sanderson won in the earlier 9-8, and of course he did his big sort of celebration come on, and a couple of the kids actually, they were practicing on the next door table and they started doing the same just after him. So, you know, they're learning from the top pros.
Well, we've got one of the kids whose nickname we all call him Baby Filler, so now we've got Baby Elliot or Baby Sanderson, or Baby Shouter even. Albin Ouschan to break. If he does go on and stage a comeback here, it would be pretty unbelievable the way he's played, and he's very calm, cool and collected. Maybe we'll hear Albin Ouschan doing some screaming.
Well, certainly, if on Saturday he ends up with the trophy, you know, we look back to this, think how could it have happened?
Yeah, the young junior who give out the loud roar in the arena is Ali Adnan. And it was a loser's qualification match, Dave, so that's why he is delighted he's made it through to the single elimination.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's great they're having the event, and I think it's great they're in this hall with the top players who are, of course, all taking their matches seriously. So why shouldn't the youngsters? Because they want to be in a few years where the Albin Ouschans of this world are. Not 6-3 down, but on one of the main tables. He's given it a lot of thought. He's called the push out.
Big rack now. 6-4 from 6-0 up. Back in the match. 7-3 to Chua. And I believe if Chua wins the rack, he'll walk out the arena, Dave. He'll take his time out and let Albin think about where he's at in this match. Well, Johann Chua with a mistake. Opportunity here for another rack. At one point we were thinking donuts, we were thinking 9-0s.
Yeah, that 7th rack was in the balance, wasn't it? And as you said at the time, when you're 7-0, you surely would have been done by now.
You don't win the amount of pool tournaments that Albin's won without having a good temperament. Doesn't look like he's got a good temperament when he's sat in his chair, but when he's at the table, that's when he has a fantastic temperament. Commentator's curse always seems to strike. I don't know what Albin was saying, but I think he's just in shock what he's done on the red 3.
Yeah, it's the time that it happened, just as things were looking up, just as he was looking to wrest back a bit of control. You saw real frustration there.
I don't know why he played it so hard. On these tables, 4-inch pockets, the only way you can't cheat the pocket and still pot the ball is if you hit it hard. He could have just smoothed it, and he did have the angle, just smoothed the ball in, pocket weight. If you twitch it a little bit because you're edgy, well, it'll hit the rail and fall in the pocket, it doesn't matter. I'm convinced that's what he's saying to himself. I think he's saying, why did I hit it so hard? What am I doing?
Yeah, such a pivotal moment in the match as well.
Huge, Dave, absolutely huge. From what we've seen, you know, the scoreline, everything, the fact that he'd been just 2 behind with the break, it's just hard to believe what he's just done.
Yeah, and he was starting to look good, that's the thing, and of course his opponent, Chua, would have picked up on that. Sort of in his own mind maybe envisaging, here we go, it's going to be level, I could be out, but suddenly he's thrown a chance.
Yeah, because it was the poor kick shot from Chua at the start of the rack that let Albin in, so was Chua starting to dip a little bit. Your emotions playing 9-ball go up and down like a yo-yo. If you've never actually played 9-ball and you've seen it a few times, and a lot of people, certainly back home in England, they think it's easy, but you know, I've had a table at home for many years, and when I've had people round and they've played it for the first time, they're always like, I can't believe how hard this game is. It doesn't look that difficult.
No, that's because so many of the players make it look easy, of course, because they're so brilliant at it. But even the greats can make mistakes, can struggle, can feel pressure.
Yeah, Chris Melling's not struggling at the minute. He's 7-4 up over Imran Majid, and he's at the table to get himself on the hill. Chua's just getting the cue ball cleaned, because it's one of them shots where he's got to float the cue ball forward off 2 rails, so he doesn't want a heavy contact.
So Albin Ouschan was clawing his way back into it, seemed to be improving, but That one miss, you saw his reaction to it. It was absolutely furious. Missing the 3. And here is Johann Chua for 7-3. Huge rack, surely the biggest of the match so far, because it stops the Albin Ouschan comeback. And, well, he's in a big load of trouble again. 7-3 to Chua. He needs 2 more. And he is our winner, and Albin Ouschan will be eliminated. Just having a look across the arena, it's 5 each. Karl Nadenberg and Ralph Suke. They're out on table 9. Table 10, Fed August, 4-3 down to Amoroto. Tyler Stice 6-4 up against Ragilario. Paguline 8-3 in his match, so he's on the hill. A lot of great names, aren't there, on the show tonight. Some more to come later, of course, for this crowd to enjoy. A lot of people enjoy walking around the arena, just dipping in and out of matches. And if on the far side, the tables there, you can sit basically right up next to them and just not only watch the matches, but really get involved and feel the tension and the dynamic between the players who are all here in this, remember, the richest ever World Championship, the richest pool event in 9-ball. So that's why various players are feeling the pressure. Albin Ouschan up against it, 7-3 down. Johann Chua here in rack 11.
He's going to get a shot on the blue too. It could be double bubble punishment for Ouschan. It's not all been doom and gloom for former champions. SVB has made it through to the final 64 undefeated. So has Ko Pin Yi, Joshua Phillip, unfortunately we've had to say goodbye. We've lost Carlo Biardo, former world champion. Defending champion Francisco Sanchez Ruiz, he's still going strong. We've lost Torsten Ullman, a 2-time winner. Just how big is that 3-ball looking like now, Dave?
Yeah, because it was that ball earlier in the match actually that was giving him problems as well, but it was unexpected what happened, and certainly for Albin Ouschan, we saw his reaction. He was chuntering something in Austrian. Probably best we don't speak it.
I'm convinced he was saying, why did I hit it that hard? I didn't need to. He had a nice little angle just shove the cue ball over. He didn't need to hit the rail. The problem is, because he hit it quite hard, the cue ball come off the side rail. If you don't hit the ball clean, it'll just rattle and stay over the pocket, which it did. It's easy said than done though, we've all done it. I've done that loads, you know, been down on the shot and for some reason I change my mind while I'm down on the shot and I don't get back up and I hit the shot wrong or you miss it and you think, why didn't I stand back up? I don't understand what I'm doing here.
Yeah, I mean, it's human error that makes sport so fascinating, isn't it? You know, we all kind of know how it should be done. The players certainly do, but it's actually controlling yourself at the moment. Well, it feels like if he's going to go wrong, it could be here. He's got a slight angle. Doesn't seem that happy with it though.
Yeah, he does have an angle. Just get anywhere down here on the 8.
Yeah, he doesn't want to talk himself into thinking that, you know, it's gone wrong.
He's only got 2 options. He'll go forward with the cue ball and round, or he'll draw it back and come on this other side of the 8 ball. Yeah, you see how he's aiming low? So cue ball off 3 rails. Oh, it's close. But it's okay. He'll have been a little worried watching that cue ball travel.
So, Johann Chua on the hill with this 9, and Albin Ouschan's chances are sinking deeper and deeper into the mire. 8-3.
Yes, it's nearly the final nail. Bad koi, Johann Chua looked like he was going to be put through the ringer a little bit until Albin Ouschan missed that 3 ball. But now he's got a big lead again, a healthy lead.
Just to say, when this match is over, whenever that is, we'll have Hamza Ali against Chang Yulung for you on this table. Albin Ouschan hoping that's a while yet, but things looking bleak now for the twice champion.
Yeah, there'll be a decent crowd around for the next match and all, because Hamza Ali is from the Middle East, and we've seen it all week. Whenever he's been playing, he's had quite a lot of support.
Rav Suke in that youth for experience battle is edged in front 6-5 against Karl Naderberg. So here we go. Johann Chua needing 1 more to knock out Albin Ouschan.
3 times we've seen matches end, players winning with a golden break. Boy, would Chua love one here. Well, he tried. He got it moving.
Well, what has Ouschan got left? At least he comes to the table. Some area around the 2 is kind of covered.
Played safe because the 2 ball doesn't pop and it's covered. And Chua won't mind this split. He he won't mind them being messy because he knows he's going to get visits to the table. Oh, look at the cue ball here. Just look at the cue ball. Is the one ball going to set up for a combo? 1-9 combo. I don't know if it's just run that little bit too far. I'm only saying that because if Albin doesn't hit the 1, Chua's got the ball in hand. Good to see Albin tapping the table though, in appreciation. He knows that was a good shot, good safety.
Yeah, it's a shot that keeps him alive for now. The operative words there being for now. He's in trouble again. Big target, wasn't it? One of those balls there.
Over on the main arena, Melling's 2 balls away from knocking Imran Rashid out of this year's event. Melling will advance through to the final 64 rather, through the loser's side section.
Yeah, slightly different emotion to his first match today when he was furious, wasn't he? In fact, he conceded before his opponent even took the 9 on, Yap.
Still all about the blue too, isn't it? But if he can pot this ball and get the cue ball on the bottom rail, he could play a very easy hook. He's actually trying to get through the gap. What a positional shot this is.
That's eye of a needle stuff, that, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's actually given him chance for the match now. Okay. It's probably the most people we've seen round any one table in this year's event, isn't it, Dave? There's quite a lot of people.
Yeah, they're sort of gathering as they sense a big story brewing.
Yeah, actually, just this table in front of us, Dave, where Roland Garcia, he's playing Hussein Malroom. There's a lot of people watching that table as well. Malroom is 7-5 up in that match.
Well, the look on his face says it all, doesn't it? There. Fears the worst again.
Yeah, he's still got to play a good shot here, but listen, it's easier. It's easier than 8-3.
The only thing is, I think the last shot he had, he really seemed to build up. You could see on his face, he's thinking, this is massive. You know, this is a massive moment, and almost built it up too much. So, got to just try and just play naturally. I know it's easy to say that, obviously, but not sort of make it into too big a shot. First hurdle cleared.
Wants us to slow down. Looks like it still cuts to me. Cue ball's obviously running into the 9. Yes, cue ball will actually roll up towards the 5. I just don't know if he can hit it soft enough where the cue ball stops for position. Well, from one world champ, Albin Ouschan, who's looking like he's about to exit the tournament, Fedor Gorst, another one. He's now 6-4 down. Yeah, this was always going to be the problem. Can he hold the cue ball for the 5? He couldn't.
Ouschan hanging on then.
Yes. I think that's all it is, though. He's hanging on. I mean, if he does go on to try to win this match, which is so unlikely, it might be one of the best comebacks or wins I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, he just hasn't played well enough. That's the brutal truth now. If, as you say, if somehow he does, then every credit to him. But Right now, every shot feels like it could be his last.
Don't think he's left the pot. Yeah, we know Chris Mellon has just won over on the main table. If you wonder who is our next match, it's going to be Skylar Woodward versus Max Lechner. If you're wondering where you can watch that match, it's live on Sky Sports. It's also live on DAZN, and if you head over to matchroompool.com, you should be able to find out all the other broadcast details wherever you are watching from around the world. It's been a funny match this. I mean, 8-3, just the 11 racks played. Been playing probably an hour and maybe 10 minutes or so, 15 minutes. No, longer, sorry, 10 past 9. Would you say it started at about 7:30?
Yeah, I think on the exact side tables sometimes you do notice the lack of the shot clock, don't you? That, you know, it just slows up when it gets, the pressure comes on.
So about an hour and 40, call it, and we've only played 11 racks. You know, Mellon has beat Imran Majid. He's done his interview, and the next two players are in the arena warming up. And don't forget, every third rack on TV we have a break.
Well, that could be it. That could be it. He's overcut the 6. So Johann Chua steps forward, needing these 4 balls for victory. The truth is, Albin Ouschan has not produced the goods tonight, and he'll be so disappointed. It started in the first rack, didn't it? Ball in hand, just probably 1 ball.
Yeah, it sounds crazy to think the first rack has been the downfall, but he really did set the tone, because the next rack Chua had a break and run. Then Albin hooked himself, didn't he, when he tried to draw the cue ball back, so then it was 3-0 down, and then you sat in your chair just thinking, can we start again, please? He will have had high hopes coming into this year's championship. As I said, the most decorated player on tour. The only player in the history of 9-ball to play in 4 finals. It's highly unlikely he's going to be a 5th this year.
But credit to Johann Chua, who's played terrific stuff tonight. He wasn't intimidated at all. And he is the winner. And Albin Ouschan, the twice world champion, is out. He will not be in the last 64. What a win for Johann Chua by 9 racks to 3. He saw it out. It got a bit tense towards the end, but he's got the win. And big disappointment for Albin Ouschan. Carl and myself will be back in 5 minutes' time for Hamza Ali against Chang Yulong.